but never makes them feel bad. I wish we'd spent even more time together as kids. Who knows what cool stuff I might have learned along the way. I'm still a little jealous I wasn't hanging out with him that day in the junkyard when he built his homemade bazooka. Here's where I could pivot to some amazing example of Roy's leadership as an adult, from Silicon Valley to the rainforests of Belize. But I won't. I want to focus on our distant past because it speaks so powerfully about today. My first friend pointed me in the right direction. When Roy took a chance on me, it helped me take a chance on me. It helped me become me. And that's exactly what I've watched him do for others. Ever since we conquered the marble mafia at Buxton Elementary. I guess what I'm saying is that nothing Roy does as a grown-up surprises me, in a good way, because I've known him for so long. I expect Roy to do kingdom business. I expect him to lead counterintuitively and faithfully. I expect him to welcome new friends and new voices. And he does. See, back when the rest of us kids were still trying to figure it all out, Roy was already leading. Not that he had it all figured out either. He just refused to let a lack of certainty stop him. Roy lives the same way today. Leadership is built into his character, and he's never turned it out or turned it off. But I still won't play marbles with him. Bob Goff, San Diego, California. Introduction. Why another crappy leadership book? The only people who should write leadership books are the ones who have failed while attempting to follow Jesus in the workplace. I'm one of those folks, as you'll soon discover. I've failed 6 ways from Sunday. I tell quite a few of those stories in this book and quite a few others in my first book. And I've been leading, in one form or another, every day of my adult life. I bet you have too. Led every day, that is, not failed every day. We're all leaders, whether or not we're used to thinking about it that way. In my case, I am, or have been, a business owner, an involved church member, an employee, a board member, a parent, and a nonprofit leader. It doesn't matter if I'm having a bad day or don't feel up to setting an example or serving. I'm still leading. And you? Well, if you're listening to this, you might lead a team of employees in an air-conditioned office, work with a crew on a construction site, or as a nurse in a hospital, or file paperwork from home in your pajamas. Maybe you're a single parent, a Little League coach, or a food pantry volunteer. Perhaps you sing with your church's worship team, deliver mail, drive a tow truck, wash dishes at a restaurant, sell insurance, or sit in a coffee shop writing all day. At some point in your daily routine, do you make decisions that impact others? Like figuring out how to fix the office copier, or deciding how much salt to add to the guacamole dip for your guests? If so, then you are able to define reality, as Max Dupree famously said. You're a leader. Living is leading. Leadership doesn't belong only to those with a platform or a high-profile job. If you're alive, you're leading. See, despite the gurus who want to privatize and monopolize leadership, we all lead in some capacity. Even MBA types occasionally manage to lead. Teachers lead classrooms. Small business owners lead employees, vendors, and customers. The UPS driver is leading every time she responds to a customer upset about a late package. And the carpenter on a construction site leads every time he responds to a change order. All of us make decisions that impact people every day, sometimes on the fly without all the information we need. Each time we do this, we're leading because we are drawing people toward our vision of what needs to happen. Just as I lead every day, I try to follow Jesus every day. And I'm liable to fail at either, or both. That tension is the reason you're listening to this book. For most people, leading is a deep